Hey guys, I didn't hit our countdown. I just realized that.
Oh, we're live.
We're live. Hi.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. I'm so preoccupied by having my bestie right here next to me.
Live in person.
Live and in person that I completely forgot to do the countdown because usually that's kind of our, whoo, let's breathe, get ready. And boom, there we are live. So anyway, we don't know how good this live stream is going to go because we are getting a monsoon right now.
Major storm.
Yeah, so we'll see how long this holds in there. And we have supper plans in an hour. So this won't be one of our long ones anyway, but it is just right around the corner, half a mile from here. But anyway, welcome to the WOW podcast. This is Wendy's on Wellness Wednesday, WOWW. I am Dr. Wendy Sue Massey. I am an alternative medical practitioner, an author, owner of Freedom Holistic Wellness, co-owner of Grace and Grove Homestead with my husband, and lover of Jesus, lover of all things natural, and here with my amazing soul twin, Wendy Flournoy.
Hey guys, Wendy Flournoy, certified hypnotherapist, herbalist, forager, educator, wife, mom, Gigi, Jesus lover,
freedom fighter.
Last time I was here, I stole Wendy's hat, and so I'm returning it this time. But I am one of her freedom fighters.
You are indeed.
That's why I'm here in person for the next 3 days.
That's right. That's right. We have got quite a few awesome women joining us. We've got them coming from Kentucky, Virginia, and Maryland. Yeah. Kentucky, nice. Virginia, and Maryland, all coming together for our Freedom Fighters Conference. We're going to be here on the homestead for 3 days, starting tomorrow. We do have plans to meet everybody for supper tonight at a nice restaurant. And, but yeah, it's going to be a great 3 days.
I'm looking forward to it. And I'm amazed, you guys. It hasn't been that long since I was here. And they have done so much in such a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's been what, about 6 weeks since you were here?
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, because it was the beginning of April. Beginning of April, or end of April, beginning of May. Because our conference in Ohio was May 1st weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
only June.
I know.
The orchard looks amazing. The wildflower area looks amazing. I got to pet chickens.
Yeah. We definitely have had a lot going on. And that's right. You didn't see the deck last time.
Yeah, the deck Matthew wasn't even here yet.
No.
So the deck is amazing.
We've been busy beavers around here. Busy beavers. But anyway, so what have you been up to this week?
Well, I've been running the roads. I've been traveling. I went out of town with my daughter and her family the end of last week to her husband's family.
Nice.
So that was very nice. Yeah, got to meet the other
down the Outer Banks.
It was Beaufort, North Carolina.
Okay.
Down like near Morehead City.
Okay.
And the Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament was going on, so we got to go down and check that out. Very, very cool, and got to meet the other set of grandparents that I knew but never been around a whole lot. So that was very nice and
awesome.
Wonderful, amazing people. And it always fills my heart to know when people that you love are surrounded with more people that love them.
Yes. Oh, I feel the same way with my daughter's in-laws. They're just the best. And it makes me so happy that she's got such great support system when mama can't be there.
Yes, exactly. So. But my daughter had asked my husband and I to go. And of course, if anybody knows Rick Flournoy, it's like pulling teeth to get him to take off
a day off of work. Yes.
So he declined the invitation and I went and I had a great time with them and 3 of the grandbabies, and it was amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
She brought gifts. This thing's as big as my head.
A whole gallon of calendula that I grew last year.
I'm so excited.
Because it's a year old, and it's like I don't like to hold on to herbs for too long.
Yeah.
Because they dry out. They lose their medicinal purposes, it goes down a lot the
Right.
older they get. So I was like, I had 2 gallons left. I'm like, I'm taking one of these to Wendy.
Well, I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to play around with it for sure. Definitely tease, but I'm thinking that giant aloe I've got out there. I am dying to mix it.
Walking through a little piece of yard, there was probably 1,000,000 plantain plants.
Yes.
So it's like plantain mixed with aloe, mixed with calendula. Oh, you're going to have an amazing salve.
Yes. That'll work awesome. It will work awesome. So, I have been, well, what else have you been up to? Do you want me to?
That's pretty much
on?
it.
Okay. You've been traveling.
Running the roads and trying to get back. And, whenever you leave home, you got a certain amount of catch up to do.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to play catch up to get ready to come here.
Yes. To travel again.
That's right.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here.
Me too.
Aw, love you. We have so much fun when we get together. It's just going to be an amazing few days. And the women that are coming to this conference, I'm
just
telling
like us.
you,
I know
they are. They are, y'all. It is going to be a high energy group or a high energy conference for 3 days of just everything we're going to be up to.
Yes.
We, for anybody that hasn't heard me talk about it, the Freedom Fighters, this is my group. It's a 6-month program, but part of the 6-month program is this 3-day in-person training. I do have one that's currently not able to come because she's in Arizona. It would be a pretty big undertaking. So we're going to record the class, the classroom part for her. Because I want her to take advantage still of what we do. But the whole premise behind the Freedom Fighters is to work on your health first and then encourage others and be able to cheerlead and mentor others through your own journey and beyond. And so I teach a mentorship piece along with the health piece. And for those who want to, not everybody does, but for those who want to, you can also earn an income through this program. All of my Freedom Fighters, I give all of the information to be able to help me mentor in my programs so that if they are bringing people into the program, they can also earn a commission. And I mean, if somebody's a whole lot better at marketing than I am, they're going to do real well.
Well, I think it's wonderful because nothing speaks like personal experience.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
So it's like if I can give someone my testimony about my health journey and where I learned it from. Yeah. Man, nothing speaks more than that.
Right. And the nice thing is that when you are doing this program, it's probably about to get loud in here because my husband and bonus son are coming in. The joys of doing this, right?
Pay no attention to the background noise.
Right. But the nice thing is that with this, that they don't have to do the meal plans. They don't have to do any of that kind of stuff. They don't have to do the medical stuff. They are doing their mentors and their cheerleaders. So I still do all the heavy lifting. Yeah. They are another added layer of support. And so it's really cool. So that is what I get to pour into these ladies for the next few days. I get to share all about all of that health aspects of what they learn, but then also the coaching aspects. And I don't have to teach any of these women compassion. Okay. They are compassionate, just high energy, full of love. All of them are Christian, and they just all love Jesus and love people and want to mentor others. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to spend these next few days with them. And we do some other fun things too. We're going to go to a couple of farm visits. The 2 farmer ladies I talk about all the time that I get all of my awesome regenerative meat from. I'm taking them to their farms. We're going to a farmer's market, which is new for me because it's the Gettysburg Farmers Market. Usually I take them to Westminster, and I know, a lot of what I'm walking into. This is going to be fun because it's going to be all brand new, and they'll actually get to see all the questions I ask when I don't know the answers. Nice. Sometimes I know in the past when I've been to farmers markets that I'm used to and I take a group of people, sometimes I forget that, you know what, I have to act like I have never been here before and that I don't know these people, because then you don't know, you don't know what to ask.
Yeah.
So in this case, it'll be new for me too. So y'all will be
cool.
seeing it in the authentic,
That's
real.
Cool, because that will make me remember more what questions to ask.
Yeah. Because unfortunately at farmers markets, y'all, and trust and believe, when I first started going to them, I believed that they were all,
I did too.
Oh, they're local, they must be the best quality and all that stuff.
I think we have this misconception that when it's a local produce stand or something, we automatically fall to it's got to be organic.
Or it was grown locally.
Or it was grown. And that I was so disappointed. My favorite local produce stand, I was so disappointed and felt heartbroken when I found out that most of their stuff that's out there is not grown there.
Yeah.
It's not organic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. It made me so sad.
A lot of the Amish farms around here, it really breaks my heart. You'll go and they will have bags of Green Giant carrots. Right. They'll have bags of containers of Driscoll berries. Oh. They bought them at the daggone store. And are reselling them. So, or another thing to know, if you are going to a farmer's market in Gettysburg this time of year and they have apples, where the heck are they getting apples? Because they're not going to be available until September.
Apples around this area are only in season in the fall.
Yes. So, I mean, and that's what started making my spidey senses go when I first started recognizing this. And I got burned by a beef farmer, I say in air quotes, because I found her at the Hampstead Farmers Market years ago when we first moved. And then to find out, and she's telling me she's telling me all the things. She's telling me, everything's pasture raised. Oh yeah, all grass fed. Yep. Don't do any antibiotics. Don't do anything. She was buying her daggone meat at Martin's Butcher up the road at a local store and wasn't raising it herself. I couldn't believe it. And I was I bought half a cow from her. I bought a whole hog from her. Right. And she was very dishonest.
What gives me a big red flag when you start talking to farmers and things, if they won't invite you to come to their farm,
exactly,
there's
what
something wrong, because that was one of the first things. Farmer Kevin, I call him, All Good Acres Farm in Beaver Dam, Virginia. Uh-huh. He's become one of my absolute favorites, because the very first time I met him at an Azure drop or Azure pickup, that was what he said. He said, come visit anytime. Uh-huh. Come visit anytime.
The good ones will let you.
Yeah.
They want you to.
They want you to see how the animals are treated. They want you to see what the animals are eating. They want you to know. Yeah. So if you're dealing with someone that doesn't want you to know or doesn't want you to see, that should send up a red flag. Yeah. For sure.
And that was my big lesson learned. I don't buy meat from farmers markets unless they are I found Evermore Farm, who we will be visiting at the Westminster Farmers Market, but they handed me a coupon and said, come to our farm store and get $1 off a pound of ground beef. And I was like, okay. And then I went out there and got to see the farm, got to know the people, and I've never looked back.
It's worth the time to go visit. Yeah. Because then you really get to know them. They get to know you, and you start that relationship. And it's like, I trust people more when I have a relationship with them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as far as produce goes, I mean, it's crazy how much very honest looking people will try and convince you that their chemicals they're using on their crops are completely fine.
And they're organic.
Oh yeah, they're fine. Everybody uses these. I will never forget. We were at one of the Amish markets up in Lancaster County, and this guy got mad at me for asking if he sprayed anything on his peaches. And then turn around and say, well, you're not going to find anybody that raises peaches without chemicals. And I was like, well, okay, then I guess I won't buy peaches.
Yep.
You know,
Grow my own.
I'll grow my own, as I have 3 out there. 3 trees.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
It can be done.
Yes.
Everything can be grown without using chemicals.
The thing is that a lot of the farmers that don't believe that they can do it without chemicals, they are growing on such a large scale that they can't keep an eye on their crops, you know. And I appreciate that. Farmers got to make an income too, but it can be done. Joel Salatin's proof of that.
Yes, it is.
He has a couple hundred acres.
Yep.
And he's fully organic, everything he raises, and knows every ounce of what's going on that farm.
And that's a great option too. If you're in the region of, because I think they deliver to Pennsylvania, Maryland, they have stops. Polyface Farm.
Yeah.
If you're interested in good, clean, whole meats, they sell a lot. Polyfacefarm.com. Yeah.
We found one too. Remember that Amish couple that was in Ohio? Gosh, next week I need to have their card. They ship.
Okay.
I have never, and I'm telling you, I love Miss Ginger's beef, and I recommend it to everybody. There was something about their beef when I tasted it in Ohio.
It was good.
I've never had anything like it. And he said, we didn't put anything on it but a little bit of salt. Wow. The flavor in that I was tasting was not salt. It was so good.
Yep.
And everything they grow is fully regenerative too.
I laugh because my daughter will not buy ground beef anymore. She will come to my house and get it out of my freezer because her husband was like, I don't know what you did to this meal, but it's amazing. He's like, it doesn't taste like it normally does. She's like, I got ground beef from Mom. It's like grass finished.
Yeah.
Grass-fed, grass-finished beef.
Yeah.
I was like, that's from Farmer Kevin.
It makes a difference.
It does. It absolutely makes a difference.
Oh, and let me plug Connie, my sweet friend, Faithful Friends Farm.
I have met her.
Yes.
I love her.
Yes. We will be going to her farm on Friday with all the freedom fighters. But Connie right now has a surplus of chicken legs. Oh. Now, I know people don't tend to buy a lot of chicken legs because they think that the breasts are better. When you are raising meat the way you're supposed to raise them, the chicken legs are not tough. They are tender. She raises Freedom Rangers. I almost called them freedom fighters. She raises Freedom Rangers, which don't, the chickens you get in the store almost always are the Cornish cross, and their legs break because they grow them so fast. And then they can't hold up the weight of their legs and their legs break. So, and that's what happens with all these commercially raised chickens. Yeah. So when you get those chickens, you're getting, like she was showing me the difference. I've seen pictures of it where you'll see like lines in the meat because they're growing at such an unusually rapid pace, an unnatural rapid pace, that it's creating this like striations, I guess, in the muscles. And that's what makes them tougher. Hers are not. Yep. And I want to say, forgive me if I'm wrong, Connie, I think her chicken legs are $7 a pound, which is the cheapest cut. They're fantastic. Right. There's so much meat on these things. I love a good
chicken leg on the grill.
I do too. So if anybody's local and you're looking for a good quality, reasonably priced meat, get some legs from her because she's got an overabundance. Faithful Friends. Faithful Friends. She's on Old Hanover Road in officially Westminster, but it's very close to the Pennsylvania border. So
nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
If she has some, I might be taking some.
Oh, home. She will. She will. She's when
I have a cooler in my car.
There you go. There you go. Very good. Yeah, so it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to all the stuff we're going to do.
I love how excited local farmers get when they meet new customers.
Yeah.
I really do, because they are so appreciative.
Mhm.
And I love seeing how well they love their animals.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, it
For
makes
sure.
it makes a difference.
It does.
It really does.
It does. And again, that excitement is something that is a must when you meet the farmers.
Yes.
If you go to a farmer's market and they don't invite you to their farm, they are just looking like that they're just doing it just to make a buck, and they don't appreciate you asking questions, the ones who are proud of how they raise their produce, their animals, they are going to welcome those questions.
Yeah.
I can always tell when I'm talking to somebody who's an organic farmer, because
They're
all I have to
passionate
do,
about it.
oh man,
Like us.
because
They
I'll
are.
be like, so, hey, do you use any chemicals on them? And they'll be like, nope, let me tell you what we do, and they get all excited to share, all the stuff that they do and how they raise their crops and their animals and everything. And so definitely don't be afraid to ask questions.
That's
and
right.
if you have somebody that pushes back and has an attitude, you don't need to buy from them anyway.
Find another farmer.
Yeah. There's plenty out there.
There's a lot of them out there.
There's a lot of them out there.
Even if you live in the city, I guarantee you that there's local farms.
Oh, yeah.
Not too far from you.
Yeah.
Just like Polyface. Polyface has, I think, 3 different stops now in Richmond.
Nice.
In the city. And I'm like,
nice.
How amazing is
yeah.
that?
I was working with a lady in New York City, and she was able to find a farmer's market in Staten Island.
Nice.
That all these farms from New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania that were all, an hour or so out from the city would come in and bring all their stuff. And I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. There's a really good one in downtown Baltimore that's right under I-83.
I remember you telling me about that one. Yeah, there's always options. Please don't get discouraged if you don't have one like within 2 miles or something.
Yeah.
There's options. You just got to look for them. And once you start looking for them, I've found that you find them.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, we are not going to talk all daggone day because I want some hummus and veggies.
Yummy.
That's going to be at Olivia's for anybody local. Everybody knows Olivia's. It's so good. So good. What you got going on this week other than Freedom Fighters?
Well, I will go home and probably play catch up once again. So I'll let you know more next week about what I actually ended up doing. Well,
I have, by the gift of Sweet Connie from Faithful Friends Farm, she gave me half a dozen tomato plants that need to go in. It has been raining for days, so I have not been able to plant them. They are in cups out there getting very well watered.
I'll say they look amazing.
Yeah, yeah. She handed them to me the other day. I was like, bless your heart.
I know. I told you when I got here, I feel so weird because normally I have several tomato plants. I have 2 this year. So it feels a little weird.
Yeah.
Tending to things without tending to things.
Right. For sure. Yeah. We're just in such a weird transition that, Bill and I, whenever we have an extra few minutes, which is like never, we go out and we scoop a few more, scoops of dirt into our raised beds. But we've got like 2 of our 8 sections filled. So we really need to get the rest of that done. So
hey, I feel you because I did put up 2 new beds to start new asparagus beds, and I've only gotten 1 almost completely finished.
Oh my gosh.
It's out there, sitting there. It's got cardboard and it's got sticks and logs, and that's about as far as I got on the second one.
Oh my goodness. Well,
we'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
And also, I've been building this new program, the 5-week Reclaim and Renew. It starts Monday, y'all. It's not too late to join.
Run, don't walk.
Yes. I've got a standard option and a VIP option. The VIP includes some extra one-on-one time with me. It includes 9 weeks of support versus the 5 weeks of the program itself.
Meal plans.
Yeah, meal plans. Everybody gets meal plans. We're doing 2 meetings a week We do have 2 weeks of break in the middle, which is something that I've never had a successful summer program like this because of vacations. So I purposely put 2 weeks in the middle when I'm going to be traveling, but 2 weeks in the middle, I designed it that way so that if anybody is out of town at any point, they can catch up. I'm recording everything. So even if you're off on vacation on a week that I'm not, you've got the ability to catch up. We aren't going to get so far behind that you'll feel overwhelmed. So, so I think that's going to be a good thing. So we are going to be starting that on Monday. So if anybody's interested, you definitely want to get signed up for that. This is
how they do that.
I have a link that I can post, but you're probably better off right now just because I'm going to be running crazy, shooting me a message and letting me know you're interested. Either you can email me at wendy@freedomholisticwellness.com, or you can shoot me a DM on Facebook. That's probably the two easiest ways to reach me. We also, if you all are interested in any topics for us, we have our Gmail, which is wendysonwellness@gmail.com. So be sure and let us know.
Any topics, any questions, anything you'd like to hear us cover.
Yeah.
We're open to it all.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. All right. Well, this was a very abbreviated one, but you know what? Y'all have heard us yap a lot the last few weeks.
The last couple of weeks have been a little long.
Yeah.
We'll make it up to you.
Yeah. Yep. I'm sure we will have lots to share next week after this conference.
Yes.
I'll tell you something I'm really interested in, and I'm going to put out a poll, I guess. Let us know if you are interested in retreats. Let us know if you're interested in one-day seminars, multi-day seminars. This is something that Wendy and I have talked about doing for a very long time.
Yeah.
And we are chomping at the bit to start them. Yeah. But these things take a lot of energy and a lot of money.
And a lot of pre-planning. We tried it a couple years ago.
Yeah, and it just
didn't work out.
Well, and we tried it right at graduation time, which was
true.
Dumb. You know, in hindsight, it was a dumb time to try and do it.
We were just excited.
We were so excited. We were like, June sounds perfect. No, it wasn't. It was awful. So we ended up not being able to do that one, but we want to do these. We have some big plans for some places. We've talked about if we can get these things rolling and really start to do them. We want to do one at the Dirty Dancing at Mountain Lake Lodge.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh my gosh, I want to go there so bad. They have separate cabins that you can book if you get like a good enough size group that you can book this whole section of cabins and have that part of the acreage all to yourself. And I want to do that so bad. But
we have a few other places too. So it's like, okay, not just a retreat, but travel too.
Yeah, it'd be
new
fun.
Experiences for all together.
Yep. So we've been tossing around some ideas. So if you guys are interested, if you have any suggestions, we've talked about doing Gatlinburg. We've talked about doing stuff right here.
Yeah.
Which maybe for the first one, that might be what we do.
Right.
But
lots of hands-on, face-to-face, community learning.
Yep. So it would be
pampering.
Yes, for sure. It would be a really cool thing, but we can't do it if we don't have people interested. So
that's right.
So definitely let us know if that's something you would be interested in. Either let us know right there in the chat, or you can send us an email to wendysonwellness@gmail.com. But definitely something we're planning in the future. All right. With that, I think that's it. Let's go eat.
Here we come, Olivia's.
Yes. Y'all have an amazing rest of your week. We love you, and you all be well.